I just watched a 2.5 hour Minecraft civilization simulation video. Is that YouTube Slop? Is Mr. Beast YouTube Slop? Is Skibbity Toilet YouTube Slop? At what point do you draw the line between enjoyable video or, you know, YouTube slop? How do you classify the two things? And I think it feels like it should be a objective classification, but it often falls subjective a lot of the time. Now, this 2.5 hour YouTube video about it was rich versus poor, 1,000 player civilization video. Ish is the channel name. It's got like 10 million views, so it's obviously very popular. It's kind of similar to the parkour civilization video from a couple of months ago. I forget when it was posted. Maybe my timeline's dated, but it's similar to that, and it gets me thinking about how I think about media. Whereas I think a lot of the viewer base of YouTube are not the type of people that consume traditional media. The people that are watching the 1,000 player Minecraft civilization LARPing video, which I found very enjoyable, I don't feel like they're watching a lot of traditional media. Um, and I think it's partly because they're young, and to some degree, I feel like traditional media gets weaker and weaker every day. But there's still older movies that I don't think they're going back to consume. I don't think the people that are watching that, go and watch Pulp Fiction or Armageddon or whatever other movie from the 80s, 90s, early 2000s. Um, they're not watching Wedding Crashers, I think. And I want to I think the breakdown from this you know tendency to what to watch comes from that YouTube is getting better and better, in terms of production value. Like that video was very enjoyable. Like I would watch that YouTube video. I volunteer I chose to watch that video for 2.5 hours. For 2.5 hours than other forms of media that I could have watched. I could have watched an older movie. I could have watched a television show, whatever else, of these like traditional media. But I found this, unique YouTube video that was done incredibly well. It had a nice story arc, whatever. It was very well planned. It was very well executed. It clearly took a lot of time to edit. It clearly took a lot of time to put together. But I think if you showed that to an older person, a person that isn't frequently on YouTube, just because it's Minecraft, they wouldn't enjoy it. They'd be like, "Why am I watching this?" Um, and that's I think is the problem. It's the problem that's facing uh, traditional media to some extent. Is the IP is Minecraft. That's what gets people through the door. Like I like Minecraft videos, or whatever. So I see this 1,000 player, modded civilization LARPing video. I'm gonna click on that. So they're using the thing the mass enjoyment from Minecraft to label this as a potential video that's gonna get back and um, earn them the what they want from putting all this money and time to create this video. It's gonna do very well because it's a Minecraft video, so I mean it's already boosted, and then it's we're gonna do a real good job on it, and whatever else, and it's gonna do good. But then on the traditional media side, that's also happening, but I don't think it's happening I don't think it's good necessarily. Right now, I think there's a problem with the IPization of movies. If I think that's kind of been the death of a lot of comedies. If you don't have like an IP behind it, like Battleship from 2012, I think was the year that movie came out. Is it was by Hasbro to promote the Battleship board game. Yeah, and it has nothing to do with Battleship really. It's just kind of the, oh, you shoot, you have to there's like one scene where they're like, shoot there, and it's on a grid, and you're like, oh, it's Battleship, oh, holy cinema, which is fine or whatever, but it's like, it's incredibly difficult nowadays to make a traditional comedy uh, like Wedding Crashers, or like any Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn movie in the early 2000s. But I mean, there were other actors doing those type of comedy movies. Adam Sandler's I don't really count his kind of thing because it's kind of just Adam Sandler movies. They're kind of their own separate thing. But the early comedy movies of the 2000s, like a Will Ferrell movie, Talladega Nights, stuff like that, is you just those don't get really made anymore. There's a little like the only comedy I can think of that came out this year is Naked Gun, and that's already an existing IP. There were already 3 comedy movies based on that franchise already, and then it was continued this year with a new actor, Liam Nelson. Yeah, that's who took the role. Yeah. So it's like, it's hurting them because I don't feel they feel like the younger base needs something to go to the movies. I don't get it. I don't understand why you need the IP, but they feel like they need the IP to get the younger generations to watch the movie and then also benefit from the older generation. Sorry, don't want to call you old. If any old people out here watching this, but they come in to make this movie successful. You need the young and old. Whereas YouTube, you already have the young. Typically younger audiences are watching YouTube, and so you get to use IP for free without it being corny a lot of the times. Where traditional media, it's like, why don't you just make this your own movie instead of basing this off of an IP? So YouTube doesn't get afflicted by that. It's like, this is a YouTube video. I'm not expecting life-changing stuff out of this, but it is enjoyable. So that's where the YouTube slop is. Where do we differentiate on that? And something like that video, a lot of time and effort was clearly put into this. A lot of people clearly spent many hours of their day, for I don't know how long, to make this possible, to make it possible. Whereas something as Skibbity Toilet, I don't think a lot of people were, sorry for the people who made Skibbity Toilet. I don't think y'all were, pouring the same amount of effort that video put into it. But it's also widely popular, and this one's widely popular. Probably, I mean, it doesn't hold the same value. It's like, you can't hold a long form piece of media to the same criterion to how famous it is or how popular it is for a short form video like a Skibbity Toilet. But I do think Skibbity Toilet, that's slop. I think the Italian brain rot, that's slop. So is it time put into it? I don't think so. I don't think just because it's a long form video that makes it automatically, oh, this isn't just slop. And I don't think if it's short, I don't think that's necessarily slop. I think a lot of the Michael Reeves videos for his shorts, I think they're very entertaining and he puts some thought behind them, and I don't think they're slop. So I don't think just all YouTube shorts are slop, and I don't think just all long form videos are just the best. There's a lot of podcasts that I'm like, I don't, this is just a lot of garbage, or whatever, is, I don't find that this has a lot of value. But then there's, okay, so what if production quality is a part? How much is actually put into it? And I don't think that's the case either. I don't love the style that is the Mr. Beast formula, because obviously many people have copied the Mr. Beast formula, and it works to some extent. But there's still only one Mr. Beast. You know, there's only one guy. So it's not that no one's doing it better than Mr. Beast, which I think that might be true. But I mean, how much different is it if instead of you get $500,000, you get a Lamborghini or whatever? You know, it's is the scale of the contest really changing it that much? Like for a lot of the early Mr. Beast, it was just stand in a circle, which I think that's very replicable, and it was replicated a lot. I mean, it's crazy how like Black Mirror esque it feels. It feels uncanny of like how the Mr. Beast formula has been spread on YouTube for the even thumbnails, the idea, whatever. Like FaZe Rug, I feel like is I've seen a lot of clips of that where it's just he's just YouTube or Mr. Beastized his YouTube for a lot of it. So I do think that's the Mr. Beast or Mr. Beast content is slop a lot of the time. Not that there's not a lot of work put into it. It's just I don't think there's a uniqueness about it. I don't think it's something that everyone else could do if they had the money. I think that's the problem, which I don't think was the case for the Civilization video. I If I had $1 million, I don't think I could create that video as well as he did for probably a fraction of the cost. Because I don't know so much about it. It would take me so long to research how to do all these things, how to implement, how to successfully do it, and then create a storyline that was better than that. It had lots of turns. It didn't feel like it was obviously scripted, but it didn't feel too scripted for like a Minecraft LARPing video. So it's where do you draw that line? And I'm not sure where the line is drawn. I think it should be subjective, or it should be objective of what YouTube Slop is and what YouTube Slop isn't. But at the end of the day, people have different connections to what they enjoy. I think that's a thing with like movies. I don't think your favorite movie can be a movie that you didn't see in theater, because that's the environment that I feel like you're supposed to watch movies in. Like that's how you watch movies. So if you say like your favorite movie was a movie that came out before you released or before you were born, before you were born, it's why should I believe that? Why should I believe that your favorite movie came out 20 years before you were born? It's so much, times have changed so much. It's disingenuous to movies to say a movie that you weren't like excited for it to release. You had the anticipation for it to release. I feel like the anticipation and the excitement building up to watching the movie is kind of a part of the movie. So I don't think your favorite movie can be a movie that came out before you were born. I also feel like you need to see it in theaters. That part's not like as important, but I do feel like it has to be when you were born. Part of that's just because, there's a little bit of nostalgic. Maybe I guess nostalgic might not be the right word, but it's just if you see it in person, then you go 20 years, it might be better in your head than how it would come or how it would look to you if you watched it 20 years later. Just because like how fast entertainment advances, and I think that's a problem with a lot of the 80s movies. Like they're not that good on rewatch. I mean, a lot of them, are classics. Shawshank Redemption, that's a great movie. Things like that. But My Cousin Vinny, I love My Cousin Vinny. really holds up. But things like, I'm getting on a tangent. I won't go into this. But anyway, how do people, move away from all YouTube being slop, which I think is like held by some percentage of the population. How do people move away from that and move into, judging that YouTube's just another platform, just like movies can be bad, not like, bad, like you didn't enjoy them. Like YouTube videos can be unenjoyable, but they can also be enjoyable. Like you can also enjoy a movie, which I think to a lot of people that watch YouTube and probably watching this video since it's on YouTube, it's like, of course, YouTube is enjoyable. That it's probably a lot of people's prime source of entertainment. Um, but I think with that, it's like, uh, you know, everyone, like there's so many different people out there. It's hard to imagine how many unique people are out there. And I think it's easy to forget that sometimes. It's like, yeah, there's some people out there that just uh, think that all YouTube is, you know, dumb stuff, or just too unproduced. I don't know what the right adjective is. Too too low budget. I don't know, to be enjoyable. And I don't think that's true because I just watched 2.5 hours of a Minecraft. Uh, I keep saying LARPing. I don't is I does LARPing have to be in real life? I don't know how, uh, role play, I guess, but they're not really role playing. They're kind of just doing their thing. I don't know. But anyway, that doesn't matter. That's that's all I gotta say. I just go watch that video if you want something to watch. 1,000 people civilization, or poor versus rich, 1,000 person civilization on Ish's channel. But yeah, uh, that's all I got. Um, I enjoyed it. Very well produced. It was had shaders on. That made it look nice. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. And yeah, thank you.